In today's video, we're going to be looking at the rules when it comes to power of powers. So before we talked about product of powers, when we multiply terms with exponents, we talked about quotient of powers when we divide terms with exponents, and now we're going to have exponents on top of exponents, just like the one that's diagrammed below. So we have 2 to the third to the second. The key to doing this is to write it out in expanded form to see the rule and what's going on. So 2 to the third to the second, when I write it out in expanded form, is 2 to the third times 2 to the third, right? Now, knowing the rules for products of powers, we know there's 3 2's here, right? There's 3 2's here. So there's a total of 6 2's. So that is 2 to the 6th power. And that's how you do the product of powers. All right. Let's look at when you have a fraction. 4 fifths to the second to the let's do 4, right? First, writing out expanded form, right? 4 fifths. It's 2 of those, 4 fifths. And then there's 4 of these. So 4 fifths, 4 fifths. Whoa. Let me write a little neater here. Sorry that my S's look like 5s. So I count up the number of 4's up top. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right? 4 to the 8th over 5. Also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 over 5 to the 8th. Or you could write it like this: 4 fifths to the 8th power. Let's look at when you have different types of bases. For example, let's see, when you have four times 3 to the second times 4 to the third times 3 to the fifth. I'm going to do that. Why don't we expand this part out first, right? We have 4 times 3 to the second, so we have 4 times 3 to the second. And again, you rewrite it twice, 4 times 3 to the second. And then bring the other one down, 4 to the third, 3 to the fifth. So we got to the point now we understand how to count up the number of, we know how to product of powers. So we have 4, 1, 4 there, 2, and then 3 here. So we have 5 4's. And then we have 2 here, 2 3's here, 2, 4, and then plus 5. 9 3's, right? 2 plus 2 plus 5 is 9. All right, you can't combine those. They're not like bases. Same thing with letters. you would also apply these to letters. Say if these were X and Y, you would do the same kind of thing. You would just expand it out, count the number of X's, count the number of Y's. Now, what happens when we throw some coefficients in there? Same rules as before. Same rules as before. Let's write 2x to the third, y to the second, to the third. All right, so we expand it out. We have 3 expansions. So we have 2x to the third, y to the second. Write it again. 2x to the third, y to the second. And one more time. 2x to the third, y to the second. Now remember, when we do product of powers, we multiply the numbers out in front. So 2 times 2 times 2, which is 8. Then we count the number of x's, right? There's 3 x's here, 3 here, 3 here. So that's a total of 9 x's. And we count the number of y's, 2 here, 4, 6, y to the 6. That's my final answer. 8x to the 9th, y to the 6th. All right, let's look at one more with a fraction. Let's make 1/3 x y to the 4th to the, we'll do third. So we expand it out, meaning that we write this base 3 times. So 1/3 x y to the 4th, 1/3 x y to the 4th, and 1/3 x y to the 4th. Again, I mean, you can use your calculators to multiply 1/3 times 1/3 times 1/3, but here's an easier way to do it. You could probably do it in your head a lot quicker. You multiply the numerators together, so 1 times 1 times 1 is 1. 3 times 3 times 3 is 27. There's your fraction. There's your coefficient that goes out in front. X times x times x. There's 3 x's, so x to the third. And then the y's, 4 here, 4 more, and 4 more, so that's 12. So with the fractions, it's just simply multiply the numerators together to get the top, and then multiply the denominators together to get the bottom. So you don't have to use your calculator for those, and that would be your final answer. All right, so as you guys have noticed, there's a trend here when it comes to figuring out when you're multiplying powers to powers. A shortcut to get this, but I don't recommend this yet, I want you to practice expanding them, is you can actually take a look, okay? If you multiply each of the exponents, you get the exponents in your results. So 3 times 1 is 3. 3 times 4 is 12, okay? If I did this, I would have to give these 3's also. So 1 to the third over 3 to the third. All right, so that's a shortcut. So that's actually the product of the power rule, is you keep the base and multiply the exponents. All right, so that's it for today's video. Work through these problems. If you have questions in the class, please let me know. Thank you for watching.